Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm planting some summer plants on my balcony, some tubers, bulbs and rhizomes of summer plants, and it happens to be mostly exotics because exotics do really well on my part shade balcony. Unfortunately, I can't grow plants like dahlias or gladioli, all of those beautiful flowers that everyone else is growing, simply because I do not have enough sunlight on my balcony. But exotics seem to do really well. I grew banana plant, canna lilies, begonias and Asiatic and Oriental lilies previously as well, and they all do really well. So I have some new plants for this season. Some of them I have never grown before, so I'm really excited to grow them. So yeah, let me show you what I have and what I'm gonna plant today. Okay, so here is my little haul. I have 5 different caladiums. I have never grown caladiums before, so I'm really excited to plant them from tubers this year. I have Colocasia, Black Magic, which is a beautiful plant as well. What else? I have Oxalis, Iron Cross, and I do have Oxalis, but this one is winter hardy. So you can leave it on the balcony year-round because it's not like the Triangularis, which is a typical houseplant, which is not winter hardy. Oxalis Iron Cross is winter hardy. Of course, it will die back in winter, but you can leave the bulbs on your balcony all year round. And one other plant that I'm really excited about is this one. It's a black bat plant. It's a very intriguing plant, and at first I wanted to grow it as a house plant, but I might leave it on the balcony, and it's here, it's soaking because it's a rhizome, and it has to soak for 2-3 hours prior to planting. So as I mentioned, I have never grown most of these plants before from bulbs or from tubers, so it's gonna be an experiment, so also it's not really a tutorial, but I still wanted to share this with you to show you what plants I picked for my balcony for this summer, and of course later on I will give you some updates, so we will both, you and me, will see how this experiment went and which ones are growing well and which ones maybe did not do very well. So yeah, some of the bulbs I'm gonna plant directly, as I mentioned, Oxalis and Colocasia I'm gonna plant directly, but caladiums I will take them indoors because caladiums like to have the same temperatures all the time once they wake up, and the temperatures still fluctuate a little outside, and it's still a bit cold for them to just leave them outside. So yeah, caladiums I'm gonna put them up and bring them inside, and all the rest I'm gonna probably leave on the balcony. So yeah, let me prepare all the pots and I will show you how I'm planting all of these. I have 25 Oxalis bulbs and I'm gonna plant them in this pot. So I also asked some other plant lover on Instagram. She's called Morgan, and she also grows Oxalis from bulbs. So since I never grew them before, I asked her for advice how she's planting hers, and she told me that she plants them really thick, like really close to each other, and she also plants keep dropping the bulbs. She also plants them in layers to make the pot look more full and more abundant, and I'm gonna do it as well. I'm gonna plant some bulbs lower and some bulbs closer to the surface to have fuller look. You can see I have one bulb here, here, just spaced quite far away from each other. I would like to have 2 pots. I'm not sure if I will be able to do it. So now I'm gonna add a layer of potting soil, and I'm gonna plant a few more bulbs on top. I have this many left, so I think I will plant them in a small basket that I have in the other corner of the balcony. Okay, should be fine. I'm gonna water it after. I'm gonna show you something. If you see something like this in your pots, do not worry, that's a wood lice. They actually decompose dead plant material. People often think that they are bad and they associate them with a slag damage, but actually they decompose dead material, so that's why they are present near slugs. But yeah, these guys are actually really good. I have plenty of them in my pots. Okay, so I'm gonna plant my Colocasia here. So that's how the Colocasia bulb looks like. As you can see, it's already started to sprout, so it's perfect moment to plant it. And you plant it literally just like with the soil surface. So you want that growth to be above the soil level. So I'm gonna show you in a moment. For the size of container, they are quite large plants, so you would want to take a slightly bigger container. Unfortunately, all my large containers, they are taken by other plants, so I'm using something like this. I have absolutely no idea, little spider, absolutely no idea what is the size of this container, because usually on terracotta pots it's not written, and I don't even pay attention to that. I judge everything by eye. In all cases, by the end of the season, I will have to dig the bulb out because they are not frost hardy. I'm just gonna make a little hole, place it in the center, and just like that. Could even plant it just slightly higher. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my caladium. I have small containers in terracotta, and apparently caladiums rot really easily. So I have caladium gingerland, I have caladium white queen, spring fling, rosebud, and Florida moonlight. It's recommended to clean them a little because as they are prone to rot, we want to plant them as clean as possible so that all of those dry plant debris don't cause any problems. Just gonna brush them a little to clean them. Okay, that's a clean caladium tuber, and as you can see, the one part is more flat and the other part has more sort of eyes. So you plant them this way, the eyes facing upwards. You could separate them to make more of them because the eyes, they are clearly, the eyes are clearly visible, so you could cut it out and you could separate them to have more plants, but I'm not gonna do it because I want to have bigger plants. Well, this one is rotted already, which is a bummer. I think that this eye should still be, I know, they are all rotted. You see, they are all squishy. That's a bummer. I'm gonna have to ask for a refund. I guess I'm not planting the Florida moonlight today. Well, this part was inside and it broke off, and this one seems quite firm. So I'm gonna give it a try anyway, but that's a bummer. Let's see the rest of it. Okay, this one seems fine, I guess. Okay, so all of them are clean. As I said, one of them was rotted already, which is a huge bummer, but I'm gonna ask for a refund. And yeah, hopefully they send me a new one because I really want to grow this variety. I'm gonna fill all the pots with soil. I'm using Lightmix, which is my favorite potting mix. Let me bring it up. It has already perlite in it, so it's well draining. So it should be fine. I shouldn't have any problem with rotting. I mean, hopefully, because you never know. Okay, gonna fill the containers with soil. As I mentioned, you plant them eyes side up. And you, as with most tubers, you just want to plant them just below the soil surface, so do not cover them with too much soil, because I'm gonna repot them later on, so I'm gonna plant them in small containers, and that's actually what they recommend to do. Okay. The last one will be Tacca. As I mentioned, I'm soaking it probably about an hour. I guess it's recommended to soak it a little bit longer, but I'm too impatient. So how you plant Tacca? Vertically, of course, and you're supposed to leave part of the leaves above the soil surface, so that part will go below the soil and this part above the soil, and it's done. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this balcony gardening day and planting some exotic bulbs. If that's something that you grow as well, I hope that it helped you a little. It gave you some idea on how to plant them. I would definitely recommend them for you if you also have part-shade balcony garden and you are wondering what could you possibly plant. Hopefully you found some inspirations today. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!